Can I interest you in some Kyler Murray disrespect on this fabulous Friday edition of The Drive, the final day of May? Yesterday, Chris Sims of Pro Football Talk is having a quarterback countdown. And if you want to feed me content, if you want to satisfy my appetite for the NFL, feed me quarterback content. Feed me quarterback rankings. And if you are indeed anybody who is somebody, I'm going to listen. And Chris Sims, I actually do have a lot of respect for Chris Sims. I believe he does his job well. However, he's done two things recently that have just boggled my mind. He didn't rank Marvin Harrison Jr. as the best wide receiver in the NFL draft. I believe he gave that title to Malik Nabers, if I'm not mistaken. But yesterday, he decided to punch me in the gut and all Cardinals fans one more time. In the top 40 quarterback countdown, Chris Sims of 2024, number 19, Geno Smith, number 18, Tua Tagovailoa, number 17, let me just clap for this one, Brock Purdy. Finally, someone gets it. I think that's a little low for Brock Purdy, but nevertheless, that's not outrageous. Brock Purdy is absolutely closer to the 10th best quarterback in the NFL than he is the 5th best quarterback in the NFL, but I'll save those takes for a different day. But just ahead of Brock Purdy, Kyler Murray. And just ahead of Kyler Murray, Kyler at the 16th spot, Baker Mayfield. I'm not going to sit here and preach and praise the likes of Kyler Murray. At this point, if you have Kyler Murray out of your top 10, based off potential and talent alone, that is a you issue. That is not a Kyler Murray issue. I've been quoted saying, and I'll continue to beat this drum, that Kyler Murray in the NFL is a top quarterback. And at this point, he is no doubt in my mind a top 10 quarterback. And at the peak of his powers, if he finally puts it all together, and I believe he will, he's a top 6 to 8 quarterback in the NFL with the potential to be even higher. But K1 continuing to get disrespected, whatever. It's just classic national media. You're obviously not watching Cardinals games, and I don't blame you. They have given you nothing to watch. And at this point, in this category, you probably aren't going to put your best content out there right now. Everyone likes to speculate in the top 10, but there's two key talking points here. Mainly Brock Purdy and Kyler Murray, but given the fact that we are Fox Sports in Phoenix, we're going to hinder on the Kyler Murray. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you why Kyler's got the best deep ball in the NFL. He does. He's not a top 2 most athletic quarterback in the NFL. He is. And he's matured more than you're willing to admit, stubborn Cardinal fan who just wants him gone to want him gone, or national media who hasn't paid attention to him ever since Cliff Kingsbury's left. I'm not going to do that, although I kind of just did. Instead, I'm going to relate Kyler Murray to someone very similar and very close to him here in the Valley. Kyler Murray is starting to have the career arc that a lot of Arizona sports athletes that we love and know are talented, but the rest of the national media just won't give them that praise. Kyler Murray is a lot like Devin Booker in his career arc. He just is. Do you remember for the longest time with Devin Booker, we were heaping the praises, we were screaming, hey, this guy over here, he can play. And everyone just kind of said, yeah, okay, whatever you say. That's a lot like Kyler Murray. If you're a Cardinal fan and you like Kyler, you know it hasn't been Kyler's fault. Yeah, he's had some maturity issues, and he had to grow out of that. It seems like he has. But imagine if your boss was an incompetent buffoon and you were asked to take that company to new heights on your own. That's what Kyler Murray was asked to do for the Cardinals. That's what he was asked to do. He was asked to, everyone jump on my shoulders, everyone get on my back, and I'll carry us to the playoffs. Was he awful in the playoffs? Yeah. But did you watch a Cliff Kingsbury offense in the second half of any season? If I have to watch one more third down throw behind the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 13 to a wide receiver shorter than I am, I'm going to lose my mind. But that's the Commanders' problem, not ours. Do you remember with Devin Booker, there was that famous graphic? I'm not sure what show it was on, but it had a graphic on there with Devin Booker that said, is Devin Booker actually good? That's basically what this graphic is. Is Kyler Murray actually good? As the 16th best quarterback in the NFL, according to Chris Sims? That's insanity if you have him out of your top 10. But at this point, if it's a you issue, if you don't have Kyler Murray in your top 10 of quarterbacks. It's not a Kyler Murray issue. But the Devin Booker Arizona sports star route has always been the same. We scream to the national media, this guy can play. It's not his fault. We did it with Devin Booker. We did it with Paul Goldschmidt. We did it with Larry Fitzgerald. And everyone else is going to be late to this party. Everyone. Because when Kyler Murray finally succeeds and gets to the playoffs, and who knows, makes it to a conference championship game, everyone's going to say, wow, this Kyler Murray kid can actually play. Just like they did with Devin Booker. And they'll all be late to the show. But unfortunately for Kyler Murray, that's just what it is. The Arizona sports star syndrome. Everyone else in the national media is going to be late in on the party. Because we have to bust down the door, kick it open, and pronounce ourselves to the entire NFL world. Justin Herbert hasn't had to do that. He hasn't won a single playoff game, and everyone puts him in his top 5 in the quarterback rankings. Kyler Murray's been as far as Justin Herbert, but still they say Justin Herbert is better. Why? Oh, I couldn't tell you. Dude blew a 27-point lead in the NFL playoffs. So don't try to tell me it's because he hasn't accomplished enough. That's ridiculous. The rest of the national media consistently does not pay attention to the Arizona Stars, and I'm for it. I want Kyler Murray to be slandered, to be taken out to the shed by Bryce Butler, and shoot every single terrible narrative at him that he can. Because Kyler Murray is going to come out and prove everyone wrong this year. With a real supporting cast on the offense, potentially the best supporting cast he's had, a coach who isn't an incompetent buffoon, and the whole world's going to see and say the same thing they did with Devin Booker. Hey, this Kyler Murray guy, he can play. Who knew? We did.